Hello, everyone. My name is Adam, who is starting his very own sports channel. This is the second sports video in my secondary YouTube channel. In 10 days, the opening day of baseball season is coming up. In this video, I am going to tell you all my MLB standing predictions for the upcoming 2022 season. As you all know, this is my predictions, meaning this is what I'm predicting what the divisional standings will be. Please do not laugh, or get mad at me or say I am a dummy. I am only predicting how will these teams do during the start of the season. Without further ado, let's get started. First up, we have the NL East. I got the Philadelphia Phillies going in first place. I think Bryce Harper and Didi Gregorius will lead the team on top of the division along with some of their pitchers. In second place, I got the defending World Series champions, the Atlanta Braves. They had traded some good players. They won the World Series last year with like Jorge Soler and Freddie Freeman. They had acquired Matt Olson from the Athletics. They will try to have another winning season today, but I think they will probably be a wild card team. Next, in third place, I got the New York Mets. Last year was a disaster for them because of their biggest collapse. I honestly do not think they will be a playoff team this year no matter how good their players they have. I think they might do that again, which is funny to me, because I think the Yankees are a better New York team. In fourth place, I got the Washington Nationals. Just like last year, they will still be owned by the Mets, Phillies, and the Braves, same as the Miami Marlins going in fifth place, even though they've got Jorge Soler. Those are my predictions for the NL East. Up next, we have the NL Central. In first place, I have the Milwaukee Brewers again. I think Christian Yelich will keep on helping the Brewers lead the division again like they always do. In second place, I am going to give the Cincinnati Reds a chance to make it to the wild card this year. Joey Votto will be a surprising player to watch for this season, so give me the Reds for a contender. In third place, I got the St. Louis Cardinals. The Cardinals are what the Reds need to watch out for. They had some winning streaks last year that helped them to the wild card. I believe they are going to start new win streaks again, so the Reds need to find some ways that can keep their playoff chances. In fourth place, I got the Cubs. The Chicago Cubs had traded a lot of players away like Chris Bryant, Anthony Rizzo, Javier Baez, and Wilson Contreras. Mostly everyone is leaving the Cubs, just like in the NBA, everyone's leaving the Houston Rockets. Sorry Cubs fans, I do not think the Cubs will have any more chances. At last but not least, the Pittsburgh Pirates. Same as always in last place, even though they had traded their star Jacob Stallings to the Marlins. For the NL West, again, please do not laugh at me, but this is what I predicted before the season has started. The Arizona Diamondbacks. Because the basketball and football team are both doing the best at sports, I think Arizona will become a surprising team in baseball and have the best record. They might not do well last year, but this is what I predicted they might be. In second place, I got the Los Angeles Dodgers. The Dodgers had acquired Freddie Freeman from the Braves, and they will continue to be a fighting team. I also hope the Dodgers can resign Clayton Kershaw again after the year ends. Cody Bellinger is struggling on the team. That is becoming a problem. But as long as Chris Taylor and Mookie Betts can keep the Dodgers rolling, they will continue to be a World Series contender. Most of the people had predicted the Dodgers will win the World Series in 2022. In third place, I got the Giants. The San Francisco Giants were a tremendous team last year, having the best record in the MLB. They had to say goodbye to Buster Posey, who had retired, and Chris Bryant, who was traded to the Rockies. I believe they are going to have another great season. In fourth place, I got the Rockies. Chris Bryant might help the Rockies a little bit along with Charlie Blackmon. The Rockies will end their year with a 50-50 record out of the 162 games this season. In fifth place, I got the disappointing San Diego Padres. Fernando Tatis Jr. was injured before the regular season had started, meaning the Padres will again have no more chances. I do not think Manny Machado will be a better player for the Padres. Jake Cronenworth might be a little good. The Padres were expected to make it to the playoffs last year, but they all have collapsed. I do not think they will be a good team again this year. And now, we are officially heading to the American League. First up, we have the AL Central. I got the Chicago White Sox to lead the division in first place. They have been a competitive team since 2 years ago. Jose Abreu and Tim Anderson are great players of their team's history. And let's not forget they have traded Liam Hendricks away to the Dodgers for Joe Kelly, the pitcher who threw balls at the Astros during the pandemic. It would be more fun to see him pitch against Carlos Correa, who was traded to the Twins. The White Sox-Twins series would be more fun because of these two players. If anyone still remembers the sign-stealing scandal that brought it up, causing the incident between Joe Kelly and the Astros, trailing the White Sox is the Minnesota Twins. Other than Carlos Correa, they have signed Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela from the Yankees for Josh Donaldson, but that is still not enough for them to make it to the wild card. They have been horrible last year, more horrible than the disappointing start for the 2021 Yankees. Up next is the Guardians. The Guardians always owe the White Sox and the Tigers, mostly at their home. They are gonna be one game short of the Twins, but they still cannot be a contender. In fourth place, the Detroit Tigers. Before the lockout, they have signed Javier Baez from the New York Mets. It was the right thing for the Mets to do, meaning the Mets have won the trade. With Baez, the Tigers will have some struggles as their star Miguel Cabrera will spend his last few years with them, reaching his 3,000th hit in his career. In last place, I got the Kansas City Royals. I don't know if the Royals might do well, but that is what I know about them. Now, we have the AL West. For this year, the team I picked to lead the division is the Seattle Mariners. The Mariners were not expected to compete last year, but they did. They have tried their best to make it to the wild card, but they failed. And now, as nobody expected, the Mariners will compete to clinch their division since 1997, and make their road to the playoffs since 2001. The Mariners will start their own history here, replacing the Houston Astros, who had traded away Correa, Greinke, and a lot of their good players. However, for the second place Houston Astros, their ace Justin Verlander, Jose Altuve, Alex Bregman, and Yordan Alvarez will continue to keep the team a wild card contender. They have been the most hated team because of their cheating scandal. They were booed a lot of times from the opposing fans. They did made it to the World Series, but they lost, which is good for me. I'm glad the Mariners will replace them as the new AL West champions. Take that, asterisks. In third place, I got the Los Angeles Angels. Shohei Ohtani is a great player, I must say, and so does Mike Trout. The Angels will continue to struggle against the Astros, the Mariners, and some other great teams. Of beating them, they might go for it next time, hoping to win the World Series for their future goals. This year, their goal is to have a better record than last year. In fourth place, I got the Texas Rangers. They have signed two free agents, Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. They are gonna have a better record other than having more than 100 losses. Last year, the Rangers went 60-102, but their curse of blowing games when they are one strike away still haunts them. They have blown it against the Astros and the Red Sox, where in both of those games they lost in a walk-off grand slam. I wonder if the curse will still haunt them ever since the 2011 World Series. Last but not least is the Oakland Athletics. I do not predict the Athletics will be a playoff contender this year because Matt Chapman is no longer on the team and their little collapse last year. It is possible they might be relocated. It is so sad when Oakland will no longer have any sports teams in the future. And last but not least is the American League East. Starting off with my favorite team, the New York Yankees. The Yankees will look to bounce back from a disastrous year in 2021 where their batting averages are low, failing to complete the series sweeps, and blowing a lot of saves. This year would be a little hard for them because the Blue Jays, Rays, and the Red Sox are becoming competitive teams. I still believe they might have a better year going over 100 wins, making sure they are a true World Series contender. During the off-season, they did not do anything but rest. Even before and after the lockout, they missed out on Trevor Story, Carlos Correa, and Corey Seager. They did manage to make a trade with the Twins, acquiring Josh Donaldson by trading away Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela For the players, the ones who are struggling is Joey Gallo, who has the fewest batting average in his career along with his former team, the Texas Rangers, Gleyber Torres, who is also struggling on his hustling, Jarrett Cole, who is falling after the team's loss to the Red Sox. In the wild card, Chad Green, who blew a couple of lets, including the one against the Astros last summer, and Aroldis Chapman, who is a struggling closer by walking some batters, letting the best ones have the chance to make the Yankees blow. The players who are gonna improve the team are Anthony Rizzo, who had signed with them last year, making some steals, hits, and home runs, Giancarlo Stanton, who likes to own some of the team's divisional rivalries, including the grand slam he swung against the Red Sox, Nestor Cortes, who is nasty enough to strike out batters with his nasty pitches, and Aaron Judge, who might not be with the Yankees anymore. It's kind of pointless on why he did not resign with the Yankees after saying he wants to be a Yankee for life, but we will find out if the team can assign him a better contract. Okay, I think that is enough Yankee talk, because we are heading over to the Toronto Blue Jays. Vladimir, Springer, Wright, Ishii, and some new Jays players are gonna help the Blue Jays become a super team. They started competing for the playoffs last year right after they swept my Yankees in September. I expect them to compete for the wild card this year, as some people would expect them to be World Series contenders. Next up is the falling Tampa Bay Rays. The Rays have traded some of their good players away like Austin Meadows, Willie Adams, Nelson Cruz, Mike Brosseau, and Diego Castillo. In 2020, the Rays were not expected to beat the Yankees, the Astros, and make it to the World Series. They did, and I did say before the 2020 playoffs, unless the Yankees don't improve in 2020, I had predicted the Rays to face the Dodgers. That really happened, surprisingly. They were expected to win the series against the Red Sox in 2021, but they failed, ending their season in 2 heartbreaking walk-offs. They may still be competitive, but it is gonna be hard of them to be a wild card contender. In 4th place, it is gonna be the ugly Boston Red Sox. They did make it to the ALCS last year, but they hilariously blew a 2-1 series lead, also giving up 7 runs in the top 9th in Game 3. They are still gonna be owed by my Yankees and the Blue Jays, even though they will still own the Rays a little. I hate the Red Sox and I don't want them, nor the Asterisks, in the playoffs. And last, but not least, is the Baltimore Orioles. The Orioles are a bad team that competes for a draft pick. They still have the power to embarrass some of their rivals, including my Yankees. Last year, they did manage to frighten some of the teams who are competing for the playoffs. I predict them to be the worst team of the year, having more than 100 losses again. And those are all of my predictions for the 2022 MLB season. I hope you all enjoyed it. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to hear more about my YouTube channel, mostly talking about Yankees baseball. Right now, because of school, I am going to take a break from making videos right now. If I have time, I might be able to make videos over the summer. For now, take care. And let's go Yankees. This video was originally planned just before the baseball season, and was uploaded a few weeks late. This is Adam's Yanks Cap, signing off.